Having just marked 3 weeks on the road, we were starting to get into the swing of van life. Looking back on the photos and videos, it felt like we'd fit so much into a short period. We were so grateful that we had this opportunity to spend this time as a family. There had definitely been an adjustment period living in such close quarters, but we were starting to get into a routine and used to the smaller space. As we made our way to Exmouth, we were ready to make the most of the good weather and the beautiful beaches. Our lap had only really just begun, or so we thought. What's going on? What's going on?
I cut the other one off so I can put this one on.
Yeah, what have you done?
What have you done?
Hurt my leg.
Yeah.
Why did they put it in a big thing like that?
Because I fall over.
What are we going to do with you?
Because it's broken.
You broke your leg.
No.
It did. It did.
It's fine.
Alright.
How you going, bud?
Alrighty, a little update on our time here in Exmouth. We arrived on Monday and decided that the car and the van really needed a wash, so John went off to do that and dropped the boys and I off to the water playground to kill some time. And that playground is really good. It's directly across from the IGA and it is free and it's gated and it's close to bathrooms, and yeah, the water there is just sort of splash water, comes out of different sea animals and the kids can just have a splash and a muck about. But when Alec was running by the whale's tail, he slipped over and I saw it in the peripheral vision, so I didn't see exactly what happened, but to me it just looked like a bit of a slip and his legs went in opposite directions and rushed over there. He was not a happy camper. Immediately couldn't weight bear. Thought, yeah, this is not good. Very unhappy for the next half an hour, 45 minutes. And John rushed back. We noticed a lump on his lower leg, and just the fact he couldn't weight bear would get him off to the hospital. So fortunately we got seen to pretty quickly, but they couldn't get us in for an x-ray because the machine was not working. So the doctor seemed to think it was Alec's lower leg, maybe his ankle, so he put him in a back slab, a lower leg ankle back slab. So if they're not going to do the full cast, they'll do that. And I don't know if they couldn't do it in Exmouth, but he just didn't do it. So it may have been because the x-ray machine wasn't working. But thankfully they got it working, and late that night we managed to get an x-ray which confirmed Alec had a broken leg, a broken tibia. So he's got a spiral break up that tibia. Yeah, pretty significant break. So they had to cut the other back slap off, which really wasn't great for a 4-year-old to have to go through twice. They then had to put on the full leg back slab, and yeah, he was just in a lot of pain, and poor little guy was just exhausted. So we got home really late. We could have stayed the night, but you know, you think you sleep better in your own bed. He didn't sleep well, and we ended up back at the hospital the next day, and we got some stronger pain relief. So yeah, pretty awful start to the week, but he's doing a lot better now on the endone, and he's enjoying a little bit of extra iPad time because he can't do anything. So yeah, huge spanner in our works, but we had to stay in Exmouth for another night, another 2 nights because of the fridge. So in our last episode, the fridge came off, the fridge door came off, and fortunately we could get in Exmouth to get that scene too. They just put it back on, secured it so we can get back to Perth and sort out what's going to go on from there, whether we get a new door or a new fridge. beach. I don't know. But that's done now, which is good, and we can securely get back to Perth. We might stop in at Bandy for a night because it's on the way and we had it booked anyway, and it'll break up the trip. But we're going to rush back to Perth for Alex's appointment at PCH, so let's see what happens.
So we've been in Exmouth for probably 3 days now, and this is the first beach we've been able to get to, just with everything that's been happening with Alec and the fridge and the van and what have you. But what a place. This place is absolutely stunning. Down at Mesa Beach, just down at Mesa Campground, and beautiful sand, beautiful water, and yeah, the wildlife is amazing. I was walking out across these rocks just before and we saw some fish jumping out of the water, and had a look out towards where the fish were jumping, and then we saw like a pod of dolphins start chasing these fish through the water. They came right up to near the rocks, you know, within 10 metres of the rocks. You see these dolphins swimming through them, flapping their tails and stuff. It's just amazing. And just like everywhere you look, the scenery is just stunning. You've got the ranges out the back, beautiful blue water, wildlife. You know, everyone's just having a great time, you know, lapping it up. But I really wish we could stay here for longer. A bit disappointed about that, but you know, you just gotta roll with the punches. Gonna be heading back to Perth, let Alex's leg heal up, and then go on from there. So for me, this is why we've come on this trip. I've been hanging for a camp like this, Bandy Point, right down on the beach. Open your blind in the morning, you got the sunset. It's killer, mate. This is what I've been looking forward to. It's just such a shame that it's on the way back to Perth.
It's our last proper camp on what will now be our second shakeout trip, while we head home to let Alec heal up.
It's just not...
Nice way to end though.
It's not worth continuing with the way he is. We can go back to Perth and Elle can pick up a bit of work and make a bit more money, and then we can take off again a bit later when Alec's able to do more, because at the moment he's pretty much restricted to sitting in a chair, playing on a phone.
Doing some arty crafty things that we didn't bring too much of because the boys are usually outside. So we're here at Bandy Point. The road in was not ideal.
The Ningaloo road wasn't too bad. It's the coast road. Once you turn off Ningaloo road heading north was pretty rough.
Yeah.
And
we thought it'd be a lot
yeah,
closer than it was.
Yeah, it took a bit longer than what we thought it would. And the track into Bandy, if you've got one of the beach spots up the end of the point, the track gets really boggy, really soft.
Which, when you're carrying a caravan behind you,
yeah, it's not a problem if you
three full tanks, and
not a problem if you're just driving a full drive, but when you're dragging something behind you with that amount of weight, it gets a bit difficult. So we got stuck. Took a bit of effort to get out. Didn't have to get the winch out, but used the tracks, and someone else had some tracks that we borrowed as well. So
yeah, and when we got here, there was another family next door with 3 boys, and the boys were just waiting for our boys to get out of the car because they'd spotted the triple bunk. So.
Yeah, ever since then, they've just been off playing. It's great. Water's gorgeous.
Got a car, tell me where you want to go. We can chase the sun down south to Mexico. Got them sounds, tell me what you want
what have you got, Alec? What's that thing on your leg?
A wheel, cast?
Why have you got a cast?
I don't know. We said like my leg.
You broke your leg. And what are you sitting in? You got a new car?
No, it's a wheelchair.
A wheelchair. That's pretty cool. You're going to have some races with Brian on his bike? Yeah.
But I'm really smart, so he might win.
Can you show me how you work it? Can you do a loop?
I can do a triangle.
Yeah, do a triangle. So you made it yourself? That's so cool, buddy. You got to move the silver bit. Go forward. There you go. Woohoo!
What do you reckon?
Run away. Turn the page. We live in endless summer. Elevate. Wide awake. We live in endless summer.